Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. Today I'm going to be showing you everything in Biomes Plus. And also, it's going to be the final Biomes Plus video. So before we start getting into the mod, I have a few basics. Biomes Plus is a mod for NeoForge 1.21.1. Why does it change versions almost every time I review this mod? Because I update Creator, the coding website I use for it, and for some reason, like, the update changes with it, even though I want this mod to be on 1.20.1. Dang it. Anyway, let's get started. So first off, we have snow bricks. It's pretty basic. It's crafted with 4 snow blocks. And then we have snow brick stairs, slabs, walls, and chiseled snow bricks with a little penguin face, which is super nice. Then we got jade ore. This is the ore, and then jade. And then jade tools, which are about the same as iron tools. And jade armor, which is about the same as iron armor. And then a jade block. Next we have pale bricks, which I think are crafted with white or light gray dye and 8 stone. Crafts, I think, 8 of these. Here's a normal stair, slab, and chiseled with a creeper face. Now we got first of many wood types, redwood. This comes in the only new biome in this mod, the redwood forest, which is kind of like a spruce forest. We got the wood, logs, and then planks, stairs, slabs, fences, fence gates, pressure plate, and buttons. And then the leaves. Now we got frozen logs, frozen wood, blah, 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 blah. And then we got frozen sapphires. And frozen sapphire ore, and tools, which I think are about the same as diamond. Yeah, they are. And then frozen sapphire armor, which I think is also about the same as diamond armor. Yeah, slightly weaker though. And then we got the frozen sapphire block, which is pretty cool. You can smelt frozen sapphires in a furnace to turn them into regular sapphires, but the only thing they can craft is the sapphire spear. And both of these features were added by my brother Fuzz. Then we got copper armor. Now I know what you're thinking. Snowy, copper armor is already in the game. I brought you this version. And by the way, this was before copper armor was officially added. And then you got copper tools. And I think they're about the same as iron. Yeah, I think they're about the same as stone. And then you got a little shrub, which can spawn in, I think, like a lot of biomes. I don't remember which ones exactly, but this little shrub. It's like a dead bush, but alive. So yeah. And you got ice bricks, which are crafted by using 4 ice, stairs, slabs, walls, and then we got corruptium, which I think is crafted with 1 skulk block and 4 bones, I think. And you do get an advancement for that. The block that shouldn't exist, because it's called corruptium. It's a cool building block. Just a cool building block. Got stairs, slabs, walls, that's it. Then we got baobab wood, which can spawn in savanna biomes. And by the way, frozen trees can spawn in every snowy biome except the... Can you please be quiet over there? And every snowy biome except the snowy taiga. And then we got baobab wood, which can spawn in every savanna biome. This is what it looks like. Then we got dead logs, and these are for dead trees, which there's a lot of dead tree variants, like a dead large oak, dead regular oak, dead acacia, dead cherry tree, dead mega jungle tree, which can all spawn in their respective biomes. So yeah, I've got all the stuff, regular stuff. Then we got the ice. Then we got the Isologer Spear, which is dropped from the Isologer and when right clicked. Hello? It's supposed to do something, but I don't know. Then you got the Mob Killer Hoe, which I have. It does 5,000 damage, and it's only available in creative mode. This is just in the game, mostly, so I can like play test the mobs, and since some of them have like a ton of, what the heck? What the heck? Alright, since some of them have a ton of health, it'll be easier just to like create a new weapon that does like 5,000 damage and then like kill all of them. Like then just attack it with the netherite sword. Then we got the Forest Guardian sword, which is crafted using a forest, part of the forest, and a stick, and something else. I don't remember what. Hopefully Editor Snowy can put it on screen. But it does 20 damage, and when right clicked, it can shoot arrows, which is pretty cool. Then we got termite infested dirt, which can spawn in termite mounds, which can spawn in savannas. And we got wildflower clumps, which can spawn in a lot of biomes. I think plains, flower forests, and regular forests, birch forests, and many more. Yeah, they look cool. They can be crafted into wildflower petals, which can be crafted along with some other ingredients into nature stew. I'll get to that in a bit. Then we got ice shards, which are dropped by ice. Now. They can be crafted into frozen spears, which just do 6 damage. And there's also snowy feathers, which are dropped by snowy owls. And if you kill snowy owls, you get an advancement called "You Monster, Kill a Snowy Owl." Because why would you kill a snowy owl? They're so cute. Then we got a large shroom. And you need this in another advancement. And there are a lot of advancements. A lake gardener, acquire every type of flower. A shroomy place, get every mushroom. Which is pretty funny. We have nature stew. I forget how it's crafted, but I know one of the ingredients is wildflower petals. It's just a food item. I don't know what. I don't think it gives any debuffs. Then you got clover patches, which don't really look like clovers. They look more like fallen leaves. Yeah, it's just a pressure plate because they don't know how to make it like the cherry petals, like the pink petals. I like how it's like this. So I just have it like that. We have tumbleweed, which can be found in mesa biomes. Pretty cool. Then you got the forest shard. I think that's the other recipe for the other ingredient for the Forest Guardian sword. It can be dropped from the Forest Guardian, just like the orb, the heart of the forest, over there. Then we got buttercups. They can be found naturally and can be dropped from moo blooms. I'll get to that in a second. Then we got copper and tough cores, which are crafted by, guess what? Dang it, copper and tough. They can spawn the copper and tough colonies. Yippity dippity, how revolutionary. Oh, I got these. Wait, no, we haven't gone to that yet. We got the Heart of the Sky, which is dropped by one of the bosses. Got the Elemental Hammer, which is crafted from the 4 main boss drops. The Heart of the Sea, Heart of the Nether, Heart of the Forest, and Heart of the Sky. It does 32 attack damage, and when right click, lightning! Oh. And then Sky Core. it can be used to summon one of the bosses. Dippity dippity do. Also, when you kill every boss, once again you get an advancement called Legendary Adventurer. We'll get to that in a second. Alright, mobs. Penguin. It's a penguin. I'm so sorry. Owl. Once again, it's just an owl. Snowy owl. Owl, but white with black spots. And it drops a snowy feather. Dippity dippity do. Elephant. This looks kind of weird, but it at least kind of looks like an elephant, right? Elephants have tails. This elephant apparently doesn't have a tail. Oops, and it drops leather. We got robins, which are why are its wings bugged? I don't know. It drops feathers, just like the other birds. Canary. It's robin, but yellow. Blue jay. Blue with white underside, like most blue jays. Blue bird. Blue jay, but all blue. All these birds drop feathers on the red bird. It's just a red bird, but for some reason it's blue on the underside. I just basically took the robin model, added a new texture and block bench, made it yellow, and then did the same for all of this. Then you got the isolager, which can spawn in raids or in isolager outposts. I'll get to that in a bit. Bears, which can spawn in forests. They're actually a little bit smaller than polar bears, which are pretty cool. Which is a pretty neat detail because polar bears are bigger in real life. And they just drop leather, I think. Forest Guardian, which is one of the bosses. He is huge, way bigger than me. But most importantly, he has an actual big hitbox. And he drops a lot of things on death. The heart of the forest, oak logs, not oak leaves, and sometimes forest guardian shards. That's a forest guardian. Leap leaf, it's one of its minions. You might recognize it from Minecraft Dungeons. That's because for some of these mobs they kind of took inspiration from Minecraft Dungeons. Whisperer, the other little minion for it, the Forest Guardian, which you can summon. I think it can also be found naturally and in Trial Ruins. I'll get to those in a bit as well. Glare, it can be found in lush caves, just a little ambient creature. Most of these creatures are just little ambient creatures. Great Hunger, I think it can also be found in lush caves. It drops moss. I should make it that like glares drop glowberries. Yeah, I should make that after. I'll make that after I do the video. Deer, just a deer. Weird long neck, but just a deer, drops leather. Butterfly. Why are its wings bugged? Animations suck. Illager King, another little boss, can be found in the last wave of raids. Illager King has a little mechanical arm here. And he can summon a lot of different illagers, like pillagers, evokers, sometimes mages, I think. I think he can summon mages. No, he can't. He can summon like a lot of vanilla evokers, villagers. He can also throw potions at you, which is pretty cool. Mage. I think mages can summon Evoker Fangs and throw potions and summon Vexes. So they're basically Evoker plus Witch. Where am I? Illager Mech. Mage riding a mech. It's still a mini boss. It can drop copper, emeralds, and iron blocks. Copper Golem. I already showed you that. Tough Golem. I already showed you that. Snowbird. It can be found in snowy biomes, and you can ride it, which is pretty cool. It drops snowballs and feathers. So yeah. Where am I now? I'm over here. Moobloom can be found in plains biomes. I think its face looks a bit weird. It has little flowers on its back. So yeah. Why do I keep hitting the thing? Cloud Guardian, which drops the heart of the sky. It's just a big breeze with the little core, which is the actual mob. Like the little core thing is the actual mob itself. Like all of this is just a structure for this, like the little mech suit thing. And yeah, it drops the heart of the sky. I'm gonna. Bro, music's already off. Oh my god. Hummingbird, which my brother Fuzzad did. Finally, the animations work. It has only 4 HP. Now, if you're wondering, Snowy, why is this spawning look so much different from the others? It spawns an illusioner, which is already in the game. I just made it summon an illusioner. It's an item that can summon an illusioner. I know, cool, right? Unlike these rest of these mobs where I had to import them into mCreator, I just created a custom item for this, and then made it a spawn egg, and made it summon an illusioner. And there's also a music disc called Legendary Adventurer. I'm gonna play a bit of it. Sounds pretty cool. Yeah, no. That's the last Overworld item. We got basalt bricks. I think it can be crafted from 4 basalt, or I think it can also be put in a stone cutter. It also has stair slab wall. Necromancer orb, which is dropped by the soul necromancer. And it can be crafted into a necromancer staff, which it can just shoot evoker fangs. Like, a lot of my weapons just shoot evoker fangs, if you can't tell. Netherwood. Yippity dippity doo, can be found all around the Nether. Heart of the Nether drops from another boss. It can be crafted into armor stand. I mean this, which is called a wildfire crown. I think it gives you permanent fire res. I should give you fire res. Yeah, it does give you fire res. Flame upgrade, which you need to upgrade it. The Heart of the Nether, which you need to upgrade your diamond or netherite helmet to this. I think it also gives like a bit of armor protection. Yeah, 4 armor. Wild flame staff, it can also be crafted into the flame staff, which can shoot fireballs. We also got the charred core, which can summon the wildfire, which is one of the bosses. They got the soul core, which can summon the soul necromancer. And speaking of soul necromancer, here it is. It can summon wither skeletons, and I think it can also summon evoker fangs as usual. So yeah, spirit. It exists. It just exists. Netherling. Just a little guy. Soul Netherling. Dang it, bro. Its texture's still bugged. Oh my god. This texture is so annoying. Basalt Netherling. Just a little guy. And then Crimson and Warped Netherling, which are the only Netherlings that actually drop something, being Crimson Warped Fungus. And then we got the Wildfire, which is the boss of the Nether. Well, a boss. Upon it being summoned, it can spawn 3 blazes. And it drops the Heart of the Nether. And it can also summon blazes if you attack it. Alright, more wood types. Let's go. Chorus wood. It can be found, its tree can be found in the end. Veiled wood, its tree can also be found in the end. Purple stone, just a little cool block that can be found naturally around the end. Dang it, I broke it. Same with void stone, which can be also found around the end. Can also be crafted into this stuff. Ender gel is crafted with ender gel. Block of ender gel can be crafted with ender gel, 9 ender gel, and let me just stand on top of it. I was trying to make it like a slime block, but it just makes you jump high. But you do take fall damage, so be warned. Ender gel is dropped from ender snails, which are little passive mobs. Ender molt dropped from ender blob. Endermites now drop endermite eyes, which are useless. I should have them do something, but I'm not. Ender molt boots can be crafted with ender molt. I don't think they do anything except give you 2 armor. Dragling scales. Endercent fragment, which is dropped by one of the bosses later on. Can you guess which boss it drops from? Probably not. Dragling scale armor. It dropped, crafted using dragling scales. I know, can you believe it? Ender catalyst, which is used to craft this, the enderite upgrade. Enderite ore, which can be found in the end. Oh, by the way, it can be crafted with 4 bones and an ender pearl. Ender block of enderite. Enderite upgrade. Enderite. Enderite armor, which is the strongest armor in the game. Enderite sword, which is, and then all this, which is pretty strong. End core, which looks ugly, and it can summon one of the bosses. Alright, now we're on the finishing stretch. Ender blob, which is the little mini boss, only has 80 HP, 80 health, and it can summon endermites. Enderfly, which is just a little passive mob. Dragling, which I think is neutral. You can drop the dragling scales. Forlander, which is a mini boss. I think it can spawn naturally, but rarely. It can drop an Eye of Ender or some Ender Pearls. End Snail, which I was talking about earlier. I should also make it drop its shell. I should also make it drop its shell. That would be cool. But for now, it just drops ender gel. Where am I? Blastling. It's supposed to shoot fireballs. It can drop ender pearls or fire charges. It's a Farlander. So I'm right here. Watchling. it's technically backwards, so that's the front of it, and this is supposed to be the back, but oh well. And I can just drop ender pearls. And then the End Ascent, which is another boss of the end. And I can drop Ender Ascent fragments, ender pearls, and ender eyes. Alright, moving on to the ocean. Now, there's not a lot of stuff in the ocean because, one, there's already an ocean update. There's already been an ocean update, just like there's not that much stuff in the Nether because there's already been a Nether update. But there is some ocean stuff. Mystic Barnacle Tooth, which is crafted from 1 lapis lazuli and 4 barnacle tooth. And it can be crafted into 4 of these. Sea crystal, which is crafted from a heart of the sea and 4 coral. Sea flower, which can spawn in the sea. Yeah, pretty cool. And then prismarine rods, which can be crafted from, I think, either 2 prismarine shards or 3. And this, 3 of these and a heart of the sea can be used to craft a trident, which is pretty cool, because you can now craft tridents. Barnacle Tooth can be dropped from the barnacle. Stormbringer, the boss, which I need to make a structure for, which I haven't, because I haven't yet. You can drop a trident, but for some reason it's not dropping a trident. I don't know why. Barnacle. You can drop barnacle teeth and a lot of random corals. Crab. Just a little crab. It doesn't drop anything. A lot of these mobs are just like passive ambient mobs. Like they don't do anything. Shark. Looks a bit weird, but okay. Alright, and that's it. Wait, no, that's not it. I forgot about the structures. Let me just go into my structures world. Alright, so welcome to my structure world. There is a lot of stuff you need to go over. There's a lot of structures, starting with the End Trial Ruins. There's a trial spawner with watchlings in it. And then there's normal trial ruins, which have, I think, zombies in it. Zombies? Zombies or skeletons?
I think it's skeletons.
Alright, skeletons. Jungle trial ruins, which have whisperers in their spawners. And Nether trial ruins, which have wither skeletons. And then there's each of their vaulted ruins. Their vaulted ruin counterparts, which are literally just them, but with a vault instead of a spawner. Yeah. And guess where the jungle trial spawner can be, the jungle trial ruins can be found? The jungle. I know, revolutionary, am I right? We also got that end house, which is just a little thing. There is a chest up here if you go up here. And an enchanting table. So yeah. Also, hold on. I need to show you something real quick. With the breeze rod and a heart of the sky, you can also craft a mace, which is really powerful. It's kind of broken. We also have an end well, which is just a little end well.
Made by me.
Yes, Fuzzy made most of these structures. He made that, this, that.
The abomination.
Alright, go on.
No.
I also made this. The charred fortress, which can be found in the Nether and has a charred core, which, when broken, summons the wildfire. And I forgot I made its drop burn in fire, in lava. I need to change that. Get out here, please. The End Fortress, which, guess what? Ender Scent. It can summon the Ender Scent. End Core, which summons the Ender Scent. Yeah. There are also chests in each of these, which give pretty good loot. Like enchanted diamond armor, gold, and this, and that. Isolager outposts. The Illusioner house, which is the only way you can find an Illusioner in survival mode. There's also a chest up here. And a very bad painting called Illusions. Oh yeah, I forgot to show the paintings. There's the Biomes Plus logo, and then there's a penguin face painting. Yippity dippity do.
Happy. Fuzzy. Noises.
Get out of here, please. What else is there? Charred Fortress, End Fortress. Oh yeah. I put a little chest in here on top of this tower. Oh yeah, Mystic Gateway.
Full thing. This full spawner bone thingy.
I'll get to that in a second. Misty Gateway, which, if you go in the right tower, has some pretty good loot. Some decent loot.
I have a chest in the floor, another floor.
Yeah, which has nothing. It's this area. My brother built this, if you can't tell, because he's really good at building.
Ugly tree. I'm not good at trees.
Ugly-ish tree. He's not good at trees. Storage room. And all these chests have nothing because I don't want to make a bajillion loot tables. Even though I already am. Cloud Temple.
Not made by me.
Which, yeah, I made the End Fortress, which is one of my more impressive builds. And it can summon the Cloud Guardian as well as 2 breezes. And broken. Can you stop clapping? And finally, we got the Soul Fossil, which can spawn in Soul Sand Valleys, and it has a Soul Core, which summons this thing. The Soul Alright, that's all the structures. Anyways, that's gonna be it for today's episode. Please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. I'm trying to hit 300 subscribers before the end of the year, so I'd greatly appreciate it if you'd subscribe. Anyways,